So, dear students, we are discussing in the last lecture, we have discussed the electromotive force. What is the electromotive force? Now we are discussing some problems of the electromotive force. So, the first problem is problem number 7.3. So, problem number 7.3 states that I am reading the problem here. Two metal objects are embedded in a weakly conducting material of conductivity sigma. So these are the two metal objects. This is the medium, let's say any medium. These are the two metal objects which are embedded in a medium whose conductivity is sigma. These two are the metal objects. These are the two metal objects which are immersed in a medium whose conductivity is sigma. So now show that the resistance between them is related to the capacitance of the arrangement by, we have to show that the resistance between them is related to the capacitance through equation R is equal to epsilon naught sigma into C. This is the first problem. We have to prove that the resistance between them is related to this formula. So we have to prove this formula. The second part of the question is, listen, suppose you connect a battery 1 and 2 are charged to the potential difference V naught. It means now this is connected to the battery, this is connected to the positive and negative terminal. This is the function of time battery. So now when it is completely charged, the potential between two metals is a V naught, and this V naught, when it is completely charged, the potential between them is a V naught. V naught is the maximum potential between the conductors. So now these conductors are charged up to the potential V naught. So now when it is completely charged, you disconnect it from the battery. When you disconnect it from the battery, now this is the completely charged. It means now these are the two metals. Now the potential between them is V naught. So as a resultant, when it is completely charged, the conductivity is sigma, resistance is R. So the charges start flowing through this, current start flowing through this. So as a resultant, the voltage between these two will going down, will decrease. So it says that the voltage decreasing through this formula e raised to power minus t upon tau. It means V of t, which is a function of time, is equal to maximum voltage between them, is equal to e raised to power minus t over tau. It means now it is going down. So V of t is equal to this formula, which we have to prove this. Second, this tau is known as a time constant. And you know that for the capacitor circuit, time constant is a RC. Here, which we have to prove that the tau is a function of epsilon naught, and tau is a function of epsilon naught and sigma. So these are the two problems which we have to discuss. I am repeating it again. So here these are the two metal conductors which are immersed into the medium whose conductivity is sigma. Clear? So now we have to show that the resistance between them is related to this relation, which is equal to epsilon naught sigma into C. This which we have to prove that. The second part of this question is, now these two metals are connected to the battery. As a resultant, these two metal conductor will charge up. When it is completely charged, like the plates of the capacitor, when it is completely charged, disconnect it from the battery. So disconnect it from the battery. The potential between them is a V naught now. The medium between them is a conducting medium. So as a resultant, the charges on the metals will going down. The charges starts flowing. So as a resultant, it is going down. When it is going down, the voltage between these two metal conductors will decrease. So the voltage decreases as a function of time is equal to V naught e raised to power minus t upon tau. This shows that the decrease in voltage is a function of time. This shows that the decrease in voltage is exponentially decaying. This e raised to power minus t means exponential decay, where tau is the time constant, which is the function of this, which we have to prove this. We have to prove this equation, which we have to prove this equation. So first we are discussing the first part of the question. So coming to the solution here. So this is which we call it as a data of this problem. So now we are moving towards the solution. So the solution is here. This is the equation of capacitor is equal to Q is equal to CV. So Q is equal to C when the voltage is between two conductor, which is equal to IR, and R is the resistance of the medium. Sigma is the conductivity, R is the resistance. So here Q is equal to C into IR. So I is the current. Let's say we call this equation is the equation number 1. So here this I current, we know that the current I can be written in terms of the current density, which is equal to J dot dA. Because J is equal to current per unit area, so I is equal to integral of J into dA. Where this current density J is related to the conductivity, where J is equal to sigma into E. This which we have discussed in our last lecture. So J is equal to sigma into E. Sigma is the conductivity of the medium and E is the electric field between these two conductors. So J is equal to sigma into E. So here this J can be written as a sigma. So we substitute this value of J over here. So the I current is equal to sigma into E into dA. Sigma is a constant. This can be taken out from the integral sign. This E dot dA is the electric line of force passing through a unit area, and it is known as an electrical flux. So E dot dA is equal to electrical flux, which is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. So because you know that I'm writing it here, integral E dot dA is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. This is known as Gauss's law. This is known as Gauss's law. The electric line of force passing through a unit area is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. So here I is equal to sigma Q upon epsilon naught. Substitute this value. Let's say we call this equation is a equation number 2. Put this value in equation number 2, we get in equation 2 we have, so this is equation number, equation number 1. We have, this implies that the Q is equal to C R into I. I is equal to sigma Q upon epsilon naught. So here cross multiplication Q epsilon naught is equal to C or sigma Q. So here Q cancel. So the R is equal to epsilon naught over CR. This is by using cross product. So this is what we have to prove. Look here, which we have proved. The resistance is related to the capacitance through this relation. So here, sorry, this is the R cancel C into sigma. So the R is equal to epsilon C into sigma. So this is proved. So we have proved the first part of the problem 7.3. So now we are moving towards problem number 7, problem B. So here, if we look into this problem B here, so now if we look here, B, the capacitor, these two metals are fully charged up to the potential V naught. Clear? So these are the fully charged up to the potential V naught. Now the medium between them is a conducting medium. So when the medium between them is a conducting medium, they will start flowing, start decreasing the current, start decreasing the charges on the metal conductor. So as a resultant, the voltage will go down. And we call it as it is a discharge of the two metal conductor. It is a discharge of the capacitor like. So here we have to prove that the V is a function of V naught e raised to power minus t over tau. So we are now discussing the second part. According to the second part, the current will flow through this, which is equal to dq over dt. The current I is equal to dq over dt, and this current I is equal to minus q over CR, which is equal to dq over dat. Minus sign shows that with the increase of time, the number of charges on the conductor will decrease. So this negative sign shows that. Or dq decreases with the time, not increasing. So this negative sign shows such thing. So here this can be rewrite as minus q over dq, or we may rewrite it as 1 upon q dq is equal to 1 upon CR into dt. This can be rewrite like that. Cross multiplication. So integrating both sides here, we have integrated both sides. At a time t is equal to 0, at a time t is equal to 0, at a start time t is equal to 0, we say that this is a fully charged. When we start our time, this was the fully charged. So it means the number of charges on this conductor, metal conductor, is a maximum charges, which we call it as a Q naught, let's say. Q is equal to Q naught, which is the maximum charges. And at any time, at time t is a t, any time, the number of charges which a function of time t, Q is a function of time t. So here the integral of this is equal to from maximum to any time to t time t. It means at a time t is equal to 0, the charges on the metal is equal to q naught. At any time t, the charges will be q of t. If this t is an infinite maximum time, this will be equal to 0, because the whole of the metal is discharged now. The whole of the charges on the metal is discharged. So now here the integral of this is equal to log of q, and limit is equal to q naught to q of t. is equal to, this is equal to minus t upon CR. Integral of this derivative of phi is equal to t upon CR. So substitute the limit log of q of t minus log of q naught is equal to minus t upon CR. So this is log of q of t upon q naught. Log a minus log b is equal to minus t upon CR. So here this can be rewrite as q upon t upon q naught is equal to e raised to power minus t upon CR, yeah, RC. So this q of t is equal to q naught e raised to power minus t upon CR, where CR is the time constant tau, which is the time constant of the capacitor. So this q of t is equal to q naught e raised to power minus t upon tau, where q is equal to cv, you know that q of t is equal to c v of t, q naught is equal to c v naught. These are the two main fundamental equations. It means q is equal to function of potential. When q is a function of time, then v must be equal to function of time. When the charge is maximum, then the voltage will be maximum because C is a constant. So this Q of t can be written as C V of t is equal to C V naught e raised to power minus t upon tau. I will just plug in this value over here and this value over here. So this C cancel. So V of t, potential as a function of time, is a maximum potential e raised to power minus t over tau. So I have proved this equation. This, look here. This is V of t. V of t is equal to V naught e raised to power minus t over tau. Here V of t is equal to V naught e raised to power minus t over tau. So I have proved this. So now we are discussing the second part, that this tau is a function of epsilon naught sigma. So now look at that tau is a function of epsilon naught sigma is here. This tau is equal to RC. Tau is equal to RC, and here R is equal to epsilon naught sigma upon C is into this C. This R is equal to epsilon naught sigma upon C cancel. So tau is equal to epsilon naught upon sigma. So this is the relation where tau, the time constant, is a function of epsilon naught and sigma. It means if we increase the conductivity, the time constant will decrease. Time constant means time needed to decrease the charges on the metal conductors. So the T is a reciprocal of the conductivity. So this is the problem number 7.3. So now we are moving forward again